All right, good morning, everyone. Welcome in. Ryan Noonan here, 4 for 4. Walking through some of the Sunday inactives. Going to walk through Sharp Stack here, flying solo, of course, because Connor +1 Allen out of town again at another wedding. If you watched the Friday show, Slub and I had some fun with that. But yeah, Connor is out of town doing his thing. No one wants to, I'm sure, hungover. So no one's expecting productivity from Connor, even if he was with me this morning. So out there touching the grass. I'm here still doing my thing here as we typically would see if we could find any plays to make here off of any inactive news or anything going on here. I want to walk you through some Sharp Stack stuff and kind of pay attention to inactives as they come out. On the inactive side, nothing jumping out so far. Giants, Tyrone Tracy, which we were expecting. Bucks are getting healthier. Chris Godwin, Tristan Wirfs back, which is good to see. In terms of active news, Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt active for the Commanders, dinged up a little bit, seems not 100% healthy. Actually, Connor and I did play Deebo Samuel over 6.5 rushing yards this morning on FanDuel. 7.5 is widely available out there as well. I'm not sure where that's moved. We can look here, but I had 3 carries last week, 18 yards. Evolved a little bit more in week 1. You also have, Jane Daniels not in, Eckler's out as well. So just in terms of having to muster up some offense, even Terry McLaurin. So I think they're going to have to get creative. 3 carries last week for Samuel on limited snaps. I think you see a little bit more from him today. Pretty low bar to get over here. Christian Gonzalez back. Probably can impact Ted McMillan. Be interested to see what happens there, but finally making his season debut. You can kind of go through here, just updating, see if we've got anything. Yeah, Chuba Hubbard, Ted McMillan, both active. No other real surprises there. Let's see here. Patriots inactives, nothing impactful here in the prop market. Falcons, no surprises. AJ Terrell, Darrell Hodge, inactive. Eagles, Adoree Jackson, inactive. Keely Ringo is going to be back in. Be interested to see if maybe they can find some opportunities there on Tampa Bay to take advantage of the depleted secondary for Philly. Chargers inactives, Will Dissly, Darius Davis, nothing super impactful, nothing impactful on the Lions side. Jack Conklin out again for the Browns, missing both their starting tackles there, which is interesting against Detroit. Not super surprising, though. And again, we knew from the jump that Juwan Jones is going to be inactive. Let's see here. Just trying to go through this here, going through the BN Fantasy app. Best app for news. Just making sure we're not missing anything on the inactive side. Chris Jones added to the injury report. Seems like he's going to play. Again, it was more of a non-injury related situation, a funeral. He had to fly back for, should be okay. A couple of Jets defensive injuries for Monday night. Also released Garrett Wilson over 5.5 receptions for Monday night. Again, that was plus money. I'm not sure where we're at now, but it's a decent look if you're still finding, 110s, 115s or so. Okay. So yeah, nothing hugely impactful in the inactives. Let's jump into Sharp Stack. If you are not familiar, seeing this for the first time, again, free 7-day trial. You guys should really take advantage. 4for4.com/plans. It's built in there. You don't have to do anything. There's no promo code. It's a free 7-day trial. You get access to this suite of tools, including the EV tool, which we're going to walk through this morning. If you want to take advantage and sign up, a couple different ways for you to do it. Noonan 25 gets you 25% off the entirety for a full calendar year, because we got all sports in here. Right? So right now I'm looking at just the NFL, but do you want to bet college football, WNBA, baseball playoffs? We're going to have the NBA and NHL soon. So full calendar year, 25% off, promo code Noonan25. You want to check it out for a month after your 7-day free trial. You like it. You just want to get in for a month, ride a little bit of football stuff with us. You can use promo code Noonan50, and it's going to get you 50% off of your first month. Fantastic deal. And again, Sharp Stack subscription comes with everything else that we do at 4for4. So you're going to get, Paulson's projections, all the fantasy stuff, Score Patrol's DFS stuff, all of our bets. You can get into Discord. So it gets you access to everything. So it's not just the suite of tools. It's everything we do at 4for4. Again, take advantage of the free 7-day trial of SharpStack specifically. And I think you're going to get great sense of if it's something that can work for you. All right, let's look here. See some of the stuff that's popping here. It's reacting live, real time. So no need to refresh. You can see things popping up. Looks like Josh Palmer receptions over 1.5, minus 160. Anytime you catch an over popping in here, it's pretty interesting. It is going to default a little bit to, just the outs that are available through unders. So when you see an over popping, it does catch my attention. Again, Hard Rock is a tricky one because I know it's obviously not available for everyone. I do know it went live here in Illinois recently. Let's see, we moved a little bit. So just to see where it is comparatively, you are 2.5 in most other spots. And even that's 2.5. FanDuel's 2.5 plus 112. So pretty nice opportunity there on Palmer. If you can get down on Hard Rock, they also like Big Jake here for the Niners, over 2.5 plus 115. Let me see where else we're at there. Yeah, comparatively, Builders kind of in line with Pinnacle, and yeah, this is you're getting basically 40 cents compared to like Bookmaker. So that's a pretty good price if you can get down on Hard Rock at all. Chris Godwin, 3.5 receptions on Caesars. Caesars minus 112 there. You can see that is a good price compared to some other spots in here that are 3.5. Some juice. There's some plus money 2.5s out there. So Caesars with a nice little opportunity on Godwin, who is probably handled with kid gloves to an extent. I'd imagine, not a huge workload for him. So we'll see. But yeah, that's popping as a nice little look there as well, along with a couple of Fanatics ones. Hesitant to share those at all because everyone had some issues at a book or two. I think at this point, if you're in a state with legals, you feel like Fanatics is just widely regarded as like just kind of the worst. Really, really, really difficult to get anything substantial down, or even pennies really at times down on Fanatics. So 20.5 seems off market, whereas most other books are as short as 16 on FanDuel. The 20.5 on the Swift number seems like a pretty good look. Again, take your $10, get it down, get out. Kareem Hunt under 31.5 rushing yards on Rivers. Again, I know tricky again, kind of caveat for all these, but way off market here comparatively. We see Pinnacle minus 100 on under 26.5. So, 5 yards, kind of a stale number there on FanDuel's even shorter. Even Fanatics has moved on that. So Kareem Hunt, pretty good look there on a stale Rivers line, which has only been up for a minute. So it's up there. It's available. This Josh Palmer number is moving the other way. So pretty good number on Fanatics if you can get down on Josh Palmer here. Let's see anything else a little bit bigger, a little bit more interesting. Looks like a good Novig line on Cedric Tillman receiving yards at 35.5 plus 104. Again, I just like to see where that is discrepancy wise. The number's kind of in line with the market, but the price is not, which I think is, why you're going to see some EV and growth opportunities there. Whereas, again, Pinnacle all the way down to 31.5. So, basically same price, but the line itself is 4 points or, 4 yards off. So, not a bad look. Let's see anything else jump out. Some bigger, Brandon Cooks on FanDuel. See where we're at. These are a little trickier because, the distribution's a little tighter when you're dealing with lower number, right? It's something I deal with on the tackle side at times. You're going to see this, you see a bigger number, with like a higher end player in like the 70s or 80s. Your distribution in terms of the range is a little bit different when you're down here in the low teens. But anyway, Brandon Cooks under 19.5 receiving yards, minus 112 on FanDuel, where a lot of the other places in the market, including, Prop Builder, Caesars are at 16.5. So you're getting 3 yards, a little advantage here. Bookmaker all the way down to 14.5. Hard Rock MGM 15.5. So Cooks is a decent line. And again, tough one, negative game script. Probably pretty quickly there, but that looks like an interesting one. Yeah, so this is what I'm talking about. Here's Derrick Henry, 84.5 rushing yards on DraftKings, under showing as a nice value on DraftKings specifically. At 84.5, we're seeing 81.5 in some other spots, as short as 78.5 in a few different books. So again, you're getting, fairly comparable juice and, 4 yards different than, than FanDuel, for instance. So running head on against the big dog is, not for me, but hey, what do you do? Bill in the chat, fantasy question. Should I stick with Daniel Jones or go with Caleb? PPR. Oh, it's 2 separate questions. I like the game spot for Caleb. Matchup is nice. Pace significantly different in that game. I do think Daniel Jones is in a good spot. They're probably going to get pushed in a way that they haven't as frequently so far in the first 3 games. So I would say that they're both top 10 quarterbacks of the week. I do like Caleb slightly more, but it's close. PPR sit 1, Chase, Rome, Jacoby, and Pickens. Man, it's tough. You almost have to sit Jamar Chase, guys. It's pretty bad. It's gonna probably see it's a tough matchup against Denver. It's crazy. That sucks. You're probably down pretty bad if you're having to sit, your likely first round, maybe first overall selection here. But Chase probably projecting the worst for us here at 4 for 4. So let me see. Let me take a look at it. I'll bring it up for you. Oh, doesn't want my rankings. Well, maybe we're down bad. Yeah, that's tough. I mean, I think it's maybe a real thing that you have to consider this week, because Chase is down bad. That's going to load very slowly. Let me see. I can look at our market-based projections here. Or maybe this is just on me because I'm still streaming Ireland game. Still trying to get a little bit of the Ryder Cup as we get going here. Let's see. Jacoby Myers, half PPR points. Let me search by half PPR points. Again, market-based projections here. Outstanding resource as well. So these are not our raw 4 for 4 projections, but these are market-based projections as part of the SharpStack tool. You can see here. See, we get to streamer guys. Jacoby Myers projecting the best. Rome next. So now we're looking for Pickens or Chase first. Here's Jamar Chase, so slightly above Pickens, but real close. Half a point. So there you have it. It would be a toss-up between Chase and Pickens. Again, I would expect just the play volume, pass volume for Dallas in that spot. I would think probably be a little bit of an edge, but that's tough. It's tough. I'd probably sit Chase. So again, this is one of the many things that are in here. Here's a market-based projections, which are awesome. We have these for college football as well. Odd screens, if you want to look at, games, sides, totals, all that stuff. Prop screens are outstanding. You can look game by game or search by market, which is fantastic. Nice and clean. It'll show you here in the best odds section. You'll find some middle. So you can see here, like for instance, Baker passing yards today, as good as over 213 and is, under at 220.5, right? So there's some middle opportunities as you kind of comb through some of the best odds. And you can customize this based off of the books that you have. Books that you want to get down on. It's all customizable for you as well. Pretty straightforward. Results tab. This is mostly got a lot of baseball stuff in here as we kind of still roll out new features on the football side. The results tab is going to get filled slowly with football stuff, but a little bit behind there. If you're in a spot where you don't have access to a lot other than just pick'ems, we do have this has been adjusted for some of the plus money things that are available out there on Pick 6 and Underdog. Now you can see here, we're looking at Krusky Merritt under and Junkins receiving under. And see if we go NFL only. See if we can find another good NFL play here. We put in Malik Washington under 21.5 receiving yards. Those are our top 3 plays here. The odds for that, we have it plus 452, and you're actually getting paid 5-1 on this. So we're actually showing some EV on this play. So if you're looking for an underdog pick here, underslip of Junkins receiving yards, Malik Washington receiving yards, and JCM 30.5 rushing yards. Shows a little bit of EV for us if you're looking to get down on a pick and play. So again, if you can mess around with sleeper, prize picks, pick six, those are all in there. So pretty cool. ARB tool as well. If you want a middle, it's customizable too. So depending on what you could stake, you can go ahead and put, hey, I know I can get down 200 on Hard Rock. What does that mean? I need to bet on Bovada to get this middle. So it'll show you. There you'd have to bet 266 on Bovada, and then you'd lock in the $33 ARB on those 2 books. So customizable based off of what you got going on there. It's pretty interesting. Some ARB opportunities here on the tackles and assist props, which are pretty interesting to me. I've not noticed that. So yeah, pretty cool. Middle opportunities. Again, we know you can't get down 483.49 on DraftKings, let alone 83.49 on DraftKings. So, customizable as you need. On the EV tool as well, for the books that we have currently, there's single click betting. So you can see that literally will just save you the time. You can click this, it'll take you right to the bet on Hard Rock, and you can get that down as quick as possible. So again, free 7-day trial. We'd love for you guys to check it out. We'd love any feedback. Get in our Discord, share some bets that you like, get our thoughts on some bets that are popping. Again, this is a constantly updating tool, so it's always live. So what's here now is not going to be here in 30 minutes, and that's what the EV age is there for too. It tells you how long it's been out there for as well. So it lets you know if it's stale or not. You'll see a little bit longer EV age on some of the exchanges, which makes sense, right? Those are not necessarily same, because someone can be putting those down at different prices. So check it out. If you have questions, let us know. Again, take advantage of promo code Noonan25 for a year, 25% off. Noonan50, 50% off of a month. And there's a free 7-day trial for you to check out as well. So appreciate everyone hanging out. Come back on Tuesday here, 4 for 4 live on the YouTube channel. Move the line wherever you listen to the podcast. Connor and I will be back to touch base on our biggest takeaways from week 4. Early looks at the futures and awards market as we head into week 5, and then some early line and looks for week 5 as well. If you want to get some of our Monday thoughts, head over to Pat Mayo Experience, PME. Connor and I join Pat on Monday morning, so some first reaction stuff there too. Pat and I are going to talk some golf there as well. If that's your thing, let's check that out if you want our thoughts on Mondays. And then, of course, prop drop on Fridays, 3 p.m. Eastern, with High Slop for all the nonsense that comes along with that. So appreciate everyone hanging out with me this morning. Take advantage. Free 7 days.